Welcome to the PSS Podcast number 3. So let's get into this. Friday was supposed to be Gladiator games. Due to the weather situation around the studio, that was postponed, and it'll be postponed till Sunday. Time to be determined, probably 7 o'clock, but we'll see. Official post will be put out on all Back to Brag and PSS social media. And there was a list of matches for that. There'll be a 10-man elimination match. The winner will go on to face the champion at Survival Bowl next week. The losers, all 9 of them, because it's elimination, in the order they're eliminated, will be in the list of guys first to get kicked out of the Wrestle Empire roster to make room for your submitted players, or submitted wrestlers in this case, or any wrestlers we need for any certain storylines or whatever for everything. Now, other matches. I'm doing this off the top of my head, remembering what the matches were. Of course, there's also a world title match. The name of this world title, because this world title will be covering all combat sports. So let me back up for a second. So the wrestling, the MMA, the boxing, anything else we throw in there combat-wise, falls under PSS, obviously, but also falls under the PSS Combat Club. So there'll be a title that covers all 3 of those sports, or any other combat sports we add. So, but the title of that championship, we're still in the air. We had one ready for yesterday, but now, since we have 2 more days, we're re-looking at it, and the name of that title will be announced when that match happens. But that'll be the main event. So moving on, we may come back to Combat Club and whatnot. So this Thursday, we're premiering 3 football games between. I'll tell you who they're between in a minute. But it'll be based off of the rules of PSS's Iron Legend Football, which we're starting, at least season 1, will be on Sunday Rivals. Which is, like I've mentioned before, it's an Iron Man style. You get 13 players, and they got to fill out I think it's like 28 positions in the game, or, on the field, offense, defense, and then the kicker and punter. So Thursday, what we're going to do is we'll have 3 games with different. Well, here's the teams for the 3 games. One of the games will be the Dallas Cowboys versus the Detroit Lions. We're going to take top 13 players, give or take, put them in from each team, put them on 2 different teams, obviously, Cowboys and Lions, and that'll be one of the games. Another game is taking a page from Back to Brag Gaming and their Orbit franchise universe. For those who didn't watch it, actually, because we're doing that, Back to Brag Gaming's releasing some unreleased, the season 2 unreleased games. They went like halfway through and then had stopped for whatever reason. I don't know. But anyway, the first season was the Orbits. It was actually some submitted players, and they took over the Jaguars, changed them to the Orbits, traded away a lot of people to make room for draft picks and like I said, those submitted players, they went through season. I think they lost in the AFC Championship to the Browns, who had become like all-stars at that point. If you look at their roster from that series, it was ridiculous. Anyway, they're just releasing the season 2 series, season 2 of that series. And part of that series is they added a new team to that franchise universe, and that was the McHess family's Pittsburgh Steelers. Which actually, 2 of the McHess brothers, there's 5 of them altogether. Only 2 have submitted players. The third one's coming soon. They're grandfathered into the league. FYI, I'll get into that either later today or a later pay-per-view, later podcast. We only have like 4 minutes left. So anyway, they started controlling the Steelers, but they were all simulation. The orbits were, the way they did theirs was the 2 guys who ran that series. One would be the running back, because that's who he was in the game. So he'd control the running back, and that's it. And then the other one controlled the free safety. Anyway, those 2 teams are going to play. And then we're going to do a game called, it'll be the white shirts versus the black shirts. It's pretty much kind of pickup game style. Some of the grandfathered PSS members. And we're going to try to get some other people to sign up. Also, we're going to use like some notable people that might not be associated with football. Names like Usain Bolt, LeBron James, Braun Breaker, and then maybe some football players from media, as in like Bobby Boucher or something. Well, Bobby Boucher, that might be a little bit OP for that game. But yeah, those are going to be the 3 games that will premiere this Thursday on Thanksgiving. One's going to premiere at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. One's going to premiere about the time the Lions game will end. I'm going to try to squeeze it in between the Lions and the Cowboys game. And that'll probably be the Detroit Lions versus Cowboys game that we put between the NFL's Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys game. And then the pickup game will probably be the first one. And then the last one will start sometime after the Dallas Cowboys game, before or right at the same time as the Thursday night game starts. But then, Saturday, we have, I forgot the name of it, Survival Bowl, which is a take on Survivor Series, but also some other kinds of survival matches, so to speak. And like I said, the main event of that will be the winner of that first match from Gladiator Games against the winner of the championship match at Gladiator Games, which, let me go over that match. I knew I'd come back to Gladiator Games. So the main event of Gladiator Games will be like a Champions of Champions elimination match as well. And that'll, the confirmed members of that match that I'm trying to list off in this last few seconds: WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, AEW Champion Jon Moxley, TNA Champion Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, the presidential election winner Donald Trump, or Wrestling Trump, that's what his the guy who submitted him, that's his X Twitter. Who else? Fabulous Moolah, Bruce Lee, Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Martinez, and some more, and more may be added. But that's all the time we have. Like, subscribe, turn notifications, follow all over there.